Today on our 1991 Toyota pickup, we'll be installing a Roadmaster baseplate wiring kit part number RM-154. To start off, we'll cut off one of the ends of our wiring, since we'll only need one. We'll then run the cut end of our wiring up through the bumper into the engine compartment. To make things easier, we'll use a pull wire, in this case, some old airline tubing. We'll attach the wiring with some electrical tape to our pull line and pull it into place, untangling any kinks or knots that may form. Before we pull it all the way through, we'll protect our wiring with some loom that comes in our kit. We'll use some more electrical tape at the ends to keep that in place. Then we'll start routing our wire around the driver's side and towards the rear of our pickup. You want to use some zip ties to keep your wire in place. And then cut off any excess. When routing the wire underneath the vehicle, be sure you avoid any moving components, such as steering or suspension, as well as anything else that gets hot, such as the exhaust. Next, we'll move to the back of our pickup and remove the driver's side taillight assembly. There are 4 bolts that you need to remove, one in roughly each corner. We can then just pull out the light. Behind the light, we'll find our taillight wiring, which will still be connected, so be gentle when removing the light. Then we'll take our pull line and route it up through the space behind the taillight. We'll cut back the tape around the manufacturer's wiring, so we can use a test light to find out which wire controls each function. First, we'll test for the running lights. Looks like it will be a green wire with the red stripes. We'll cut off a section of a Roadmaster wiring and separate each wire. We'll take the brown wire and cut it into 2 pieces. Then we'll cut the green wire with the red stripes and strip back both ends. We'll strip back the ends of our brown wire as well and connect one of the ends of the brown wires with each of our green and red stripe wires using included yellow butt connectors. Then we'll connect the other end of one of our brown wires with one of the high power diodes, going straight out to the taillight. Then we'll take the other brown wire, which will be our input, and connect it to the inside of our diode. We'll remove a terminal connector from the diode to make it easier to crimp onto the wire, remembering to plug them back in. That'll complete the circuit for our running light. Then we'll take the brown wire from the Roadmaster wiring and add it to the input side of our diode. To get to it, we'll have to split the wires with our utility knife. While we're here, we'll also split the other wires, which we'll get to later. We'll cut the brown wire and strip back each end. Then we'll twist them together and connect it to the terminal connector from our diode. Now this is the only place where we'll use the yellow terminal connector with the 2 wires twisted together. This will actually work as a junction. Now to secure the connections, we'll wrap them up with some electrical tape. This will help keep out any dirt and debris that might interrupt the circuit. Now we'll test the left turn and brake signal, and that will be a green wire with white and red stripes. We'll cut the wire, again strip back the ends. Then we'll take the wire we cut earlier and split off the yellow wire. We'll repeat the same process as before with the brown wire. Once they're connected, we'll wrap them up with some electrical tape. We'll take another diode and use the blue connectors to grip onto our yellow wires. We'll attach a yellow wire that goes to the light to the output side of our diode, and again secure with electrical tape. We'll then attach our other yellow wire to the input side. Now we'll take a yellow wire from the wiring harness, cut, strip, and twist it together as before, and connect it to the other input on our second diode, again securing with some electrical tape. We'll clean up a spot inside the space behind our light so we can attach our diodes later. Now we'll run the rest of our wiring back down and over to the passenger side. We'll also peel off the backing adhesive of the diodes and press them firmly into place that we cleaned off earlier. With the diodes in place, we can place the light back into place. Now we'll repeat the same process on the passenger side. We'll take out the taillight and bring it up to our wiring and split the wires apart. Now the white wire we need to ground to the body. To do this, we'll take the white wire and attach a ring terminal, and using a self-tapping screw, we'll attach it to the body of the truck. Now we're going to have this in an out-of-way location to help protect the ground. Then we'll test the lights. Looks like the same colors were used on the passenger side as the driver's side. So again, the running light will be the green wire with the red stripe. And the left turn and brake signal, and that will be a green wire with white and red stripes. Just like we did the other side, we'll go ahead and clean up the place for a diode and attach the diode after we made our electrical connections. And that'll do it for our installed Roadmaster baseplate wiring kit, part number RM-154 on our 1991 Toyota pickup.